Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Butch and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your dog's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The small corrections and lots of motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction. And the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. He's been fitted with his very own training equipment, and he's going to come home with that. And you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your one-on-one follow-up training session. Now, he is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Butch heel. And if you notice, at this point, Butch has a job to do, and that is to stay even with Rich's left leg, not forging ahead or lagging behind. And each time that Rich stops his feet, he has been taught to sit automatically without being told. And his focus should always be on you when you're working with him. So if you notice that he looks up at Rich and he pays attention and he's focused, that's what that's about. You want that eye contact. You want him paying attention to you. The next exercise that Rich is demonstrating is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You want to lengthen out the amount of time that he can hold his stay command. Start out at about 15 to 20 seconds and work all the way up to 3 minutes. When Rich returns back, he walks all the way around him, and this takes a lot of self-control on the part of the dog to hold that stay until the trainer gets all the way back to heel position. And at that point, he expects to get another command, and they take off heeling again. He's doing a great job at the heel, no pulling and tugging on the leash, no jumping up, walking nicely, sitting automatically. So if you're going for a walk with him and you cross traffic or want to stop to talk to someone, he's sitting very nicely. And this is your stay command again. This is your sit stay. This is the recall or the come on command, and you do use his name, you lighten your tone of voice, and he's supposed to come and sit right in front facing your knees, because we don't want him jumping all over you, and he will do that, as you well know. So all of these exercises are about self-control, teaching him to slow his roll, to pay attention to you, to be able to sit, to stay and hold it. All of these things are self-control. And then when he comes to you, instead of coming wildly at you, he comes in nicely and sits in front. And Rich is praising him for a good job, and that's okay to do while you're working him. Because dogs in general like to please you. It's just them understanding what you want. And now we're going to demonstrate the down from a heel position. So with your dog seated at your left open palm straight down toward the ground, and the one word firm command to down. He put his head right on Rich's shoe. This is your down from a heel position. You're going to start this out at about 1 minute, work all the way up to 5 minutes. When Rich returns back to him, he will return back to him just as he did on the sit stay. All the way back around, he stops at the dog's shoulders, so they're back at heel position again. We have a neighbor that's making noise, so we've got our own distractions going on here. So again, Rich is going to demonstrate the down from a heel. So your dog always has to be seated before you attempt to put him into a down. Then down, flat of your palm straight down toward the ground and stay. And you're going to use this video at home to practice with. And Rich calls him out of that down, and he comes right in front and sits, and then he returns to heel and back sitting. He's such a love. He really is. I mean, we know how wild he can be when he's out in the yard playing and off the leash, but his on-leash commands, he's just sucking up the praise. Now the next exercise that we're going to be demonstrating for you is your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder. With him seated at your left, stay. You leave him in a sit stay and you turn to face him. This is the only time that you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and he goes down from a distance. Now we've demonstrated for you all of his formal obedience commands, his heeling, his automatic sits, his sit stays, his down from a heel, his down stays, and his come. These are the exercises that we're going to have you practice with him. We're going to be there every step of the way to help you, and we're going to have scheduling for his house training that's also going to come with him when he comes home. We've enjoyed having him very, very much, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.